Let's get to it. This is history. Today, two flowers are emblematic of Mexico, the poinsettia and the marigold. Interestingly, these two flowers were important in pre-Hispanic times, though they weren't the only ones. Many other flowers were also used for different purposes. Another interesting aspect is that these two flowers weren't used 500 years ago in the way they are now. The poinsettia, for instance, is now a Christmas symbol, which didn't exist among pre-Hispanic cultures. Meanwhile, the marigold is well known for its primary use today, as it is synonymous with the Day of the Dead, appearing in all ofrendas on November 1st and 2nd in Mexico, although it wasn't always this way. In recent years, this flower has gained worldwide popularity thanks to films like Coco and The Book of Life. This flower had different names in each pre-Hispanic language, and today it has at least 13 names across Mexico's indigenous languages, as we can see here. However, its most common name today is Cempasuchil, a modified version of the original Nahuatl term, Cempasuchil. From Xochitl, flower, and Cempawal, a form of Cempawali, meaning 20 or, by extension, many. Thus, Cempasuchil means many flowers, or 20 flowers, which is why the popular translation flower of 20 petals is not entirely accurate. In fact, it's not just one flower, but a cluster of many flowers that can have 20 petals or even up to 400. For millennia, these numbers have inspired their cosmology, as the human body has 20 fingers and toes. Months were called Cempawali for having 20 days, and the counted periods of 20 years, which 20 by 20 making 400, which could represent periods of 400 days or 400 years, as in the Maya long count. The flower also had significant mathematical meaning within their belief systems and astronomical calculations, which, more than 500 years ago, went beyond simply calling it the flower of the dead. In the colonial and modern periods, the flower became fully identified with Day of the Dead celebrations across Mexico, where it decorated celebrations like Animechaque Sitacuca, Purepecha, Micaiguitul Nahuas, Ninin Totonacs, and Chantolo in the Huasteca region. Many myths surround the flower, such as the idea that its essence attracts deceased family members or that its color is visible to the dead, leading people to lay petal paths to guide them home. One legend tells of two young people who grew up together, Xochitl and Huitzilin, who fell in love. When Huitzilin went off to war and died, Xochitl asked Tonatiuh, the sun, to reunite her with her beloved. So Tonatiuh transformed her into the marigold, and a hummingbird soon joined her to be together forever. This story may be more colonial than pre-Hispanic in origin, but it illustrates how the flower's myth had evolved over time. Paradoxically, this flower was not originally the emblematic flower for the dead in pre-Hispanic times. This flower and its uses were recorded by friars such as Diego Duran and Bernardino de Sahagún, who mentioned that it began to be used as early as March, in the Veintenas 20-day months, celebrated well before the current dates of November 1st and 2nd. In fact, around October and November, other flowers were used, and the marigold was offered to various deities, not only those associated with death. For instance, it was offered to the Nahua salt goddess, Huitzilopochtli, and to Huitzilopochtli, among other ceremonies not exclusively for the dead. 500 years ago, marigold flowers had various uses, unlike today, when they're mostly reserved to Day of the Dead and then discarded. However, in pre-Hispanic times, and even now, they were and are used as a dye for clothing, pest control, flea repellent for laundry, and even as a substitute for squash blossoms in cooking. They're used in teas and infusions, and the flower pigments are added to chicken feed to give egg yolks their golden color, providing essential nutrients for chick embryos. In pre-Hispanic times, it was also used as an aphrodisiac, a cure for diseases, a contraceptive, and for ailments like colic, muscle pains, stomach issues, and respiratory problems, as well as for treating gums, hemorrhoids, kidney problems, and ulcers. Today, the flower is mostly associated with Day of the Dead, though it was perhaps its rarest use in pre-Hispanic times. Over time, however, the flower of many became central to one of the most important syncretic ceremonies in modern-day Mexico.